So, hello everyone. My name is Dr. Ashish Srivastava, and today I'm going to start with a lecture series on Introduction to Python Programming. As we all know that in today's world, Python programming language is very significant in order to learn the machine learning techniques, and we all know that the what is the demand of this machine learning engineer in present industrial scenario. So in order to help all those students who are interested in learning the machine learning technique, this is the building blocks. So first you should know the Python programming, because most of the models that are that is belongs to machine learning are easily implemented using this Python programming language. So one should know about this Python programming in order to understand or implement the machine learning techniques. So let's start. So before actually moving on to the content, let me summarize what we are going to see in this lecture series. So here are this table of content. So this is the chapter 1 is about this background to Python. So why Python is used, when it is developed. So it is very good to know about the background of the things before actually going to start with it. So in the background, we will see why we are using Python, when it is developed and where it is developed. Then after that, we will move to the introduction to Python. Then we will see this conditional statement in Python. Like a lot of conditional statements are there, if else statement are there. And then we will see the importance of loops in Python. When we are going to do the repetitive jobs, how these loops are going to help us. Then the very important concepts in Python programming is the function. So here we are going to use the different types of functions. Okay, how we are going to build the function, each things we are going to look. Then I will talk about this list and tuples that is used in this. So you can call it as a data structure, how this list and tuples and what are this, and in what scenarios we use this list and tuples. Then we will see about the dictionaries and sets. So these are the another data structure that is used in the Python. And finally, we are going to look at this file handling part. And lastly, if the time permits, we look into the object-oriented programming as well. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start with this content. So why learn Python? The very first question is many programming languages are already there in the market. So why we are going to learn this Python? The first thing is utility. The first answer why we are learn Python is the utility. So we know, so in today's world, many of these big companies like Google, Netflix, Dropbox, Quora, they use Python in order to build the applications. Second answer is the popularity. So Python language is very, very popular in the developer community in the today's world. Okay, so for example, if you see here, a recent opinion poll was conducted by a company. So this is a very famous company, Stack Overflow, and in which Python was rated as the third most loved language. So they have conducted a survey. Actually, you can see here. Yeah, so approximately 66% of the 65,000 developers who participated in this survey that was conducted by this Stack Overflow, the Python was come to the third place. So Python was the third most loved language. And approximately 66% of the 65,000 developers, those who have taken part in the survey, they have intended their intention that they are going to use their language in the future also. Okay, let's see some of the history of this Python programming. So Python made its debut in the programming world 3 decades ago, specifically talking in the Feb 1991. And the person behind the development of Python is Guido van Rossum. He is a Dutch programmer. So he is the person behind this development of Python. Now, a very popular question that comes into the mind, why this name exists, like Python, why the name was given to this programming language. Okay, so from the Python documentation, so this was the reason. So while developing this initial stage of developing Python, this person, Rossum, he was immersed himself in the a very famous BBC comedy series was named as Monty Python Flying Circus. So this is a very famous BBC comedy series that was around in 1970s. And just getting inspired from this, he has taken this name Python from this script. Now let's start with the introduction to Python. So first we will see what is Python shell. So Python interpreter in the interactive mode is often called a Python shell. What is the meaning of interactive mode? Interactive mode is the mode where we type the code and immediately we can see the output. So you can see that it is a tool that lets us execute individual lines of codes and see the output right away. Okay, so this is very, very handy when you are in the initial phase of learning. So we can make this of Python interpreter where we can write the program and we can execute it right away. So for example, you can see I have written here over print Presidency University. So by the time I run it, so the result came out over here. It's display the output right away. Okay, so you can see here these three arrows. So these three arrows, consecutive arrows shown in the image, it is called as a prompt. This is called as a prompt. And the function of this prompt is very similar to what we see in the editing documents, that blinking cursor that we see, which ask us to write where to write. The similar role is played by this prompt over here. Now let's begin the journey by programming or by writing the first code. Okay, so print hello world. So here I have written print statement, and inside this I have written as hello world inside the single quote. When we run this, we get this hello world, whatever is written over here. Okay, so what is this print function? So print is called an inbuilt function in the Python. So this print, which I have used over here, this is called as the built-in function in Python. And whatever we have written in this parenthesis, this is what is called as the string. Okay, so yeah, so the object inside the parenthesis of the print function is called a string. Okay, so that this is what I have shown in the previous slide here. This is what is called as the string. So okay, so let me proceed. Yeah, next question is, what is a string? So a string is nothing but it is a sequence of character enclosed in quotes. Okay, so a string can either be in single quote and or in double quote. So you will come to know that what is the advantage of using giving this two ways of defining the string. But remember, string can be written like, if we can write string inside the single bracket. Whatever we write, we are going to call it as a string. Like if you write, let's say Ashish, ASHISH. So this is what is called as the means here the string is quoted in a single quote. It can also be used in the written in the inside the double quote, but don't mix it. It will not work. Okay, it's not like that. Here you are using single and here you are using double. Okay, that will not work. So here you can see I've written print hello world. So here you can see for this string I have used this single quote. In order to define this string, I have used single quote, and here I have used double quotes in order to define the string. In both ways, it will print the same hello world. Both way will work. Now look at over here. Here I have used here one side single and one side double quote. So it will going to give the syntax error, like incomplete input. Okay. So keep this thing in mind. We are supposed to follow the we are not supposed to mix this single and double quote. Now, why we are using this two ways of representing the string? So the ability to use both single and double quotes come in handy situation like this. So suppose you want to print a string that has an apostrophe in it. So in this case, you are going to make use of this single and double also. Okay. Sorry, double quote in order to represent the string, and the apostrophe is considered as the part of the string. So if you see here, I have written the students of Presidency University. Here I have initiated this double quote in order to represent the string. This apostrophe will come as the part of this sentence. Okay, string. This will become the part of the string. And here I have used double quotes in order to represent the string. Otherwise, how we are going to do that? It will be a problem. So there is other way, escape character is also there. We can make use of that. But here, this is what is we can use, make use of single and double quotes in order to represent a string. So here you can see when we printed this apostrophe becomes the part of the string. Okay, because I have represented the string using double quotes. So single quotes can be a part of the string. Okay, so you might surprise that print function is can only be used for this string. No, it can be used to print the numbers as well. Okay, so here you can see I have printed these two numbers. I have printed these two numbers. So print 1998. So I have, here it is printed 1998. Print 1.56. It is printed 1.56. So this is the integer and this is the float that we will come later on. We will discuss it. Okay, so print function can also be used to print the numbers. Okay, so one can print multiple items on the same line in the following way. So if you want to print the multiple items on the same line, so you can do also with the help of the print function. How? Let's see here. So suppose you want to print 1998 as also 1.56. So you can write print 1998 comma 1.56. So when you run it, you will get 1998 1.56 comma you will not get. Okay, so this is just to separate. Okay, and when you run it, you are going to get the space over here. Similarly, if you want to write presidency first, university, then Bangalore, then we can write it just by separating it by comma. So you can print multiple items on the same line using this print function, just separated using comma. Okay, now if the print command is called without passing any input to it, then it prints a blank line. So if you write a print function and within the parenthesis, you are not giving any input. So it is going to print a blank line. Okay, so here you see, I have written print statement with parenthesis, but I have not given any input. So when you run it, it will give the blank line. So here printed the blank line. So this is here blank line we get. Okay. Okay, now what happens if we give the input to the print command without parenthesis? So I have just written print and run it without giving any parenthesis. So of course, it will throw an error. So here you can see I have written this print statement without giving this parenthesis. So here this parenthesis is missing. No parenthesis is given over here. So it will see that missing parenthesis in call. Okay, did you mean print? So it is giving the suggestions. So the interpreter is giving you the suggestion like a print should be followed by parenthesis, and there you should get the input. So here you can, yeah, that is what is explained over here. The interpreter hits back with the syntax error. So here it is giving the syntax error. Think about the syntaxes. So syntaxes has the similar role as we have this grammar in the human languages. Okay, so you can't, if you change the grammar positions here and there, so the meaning will change and it will not work. Okay, similarly, there is some syntax that is followed in the programming language. If you are going to miss it, it will throw an error. So here this miss the parenthesis. That's why it is giving an error. Okay, next thing is literals and variables. So this is important concepts, literals and variables in Python. So it literal is something that describes a constant value. A literal is something that describes a constant value. Sooner you will understand when I will give you the example. A string like presidency university. So I have use the string like presidency. A number like 1998 and 1.56 are called literals in Python. Okay. So literally something that describes a constant value. Okay. So this constant value like 1998, 1.56 presidency university is called as a literal in Python. And what is variable? Variables are container that are used to store values. Okay, so that are used to store the values. So how we can define these variables in Python? So this is the way. Suppose I have created a variable a, and in this variable I have stored this name Virat Kohli. So this is a string. So I have given this, stored this in a single quote. Now when you print it will print the Virat Kohli. So here is the second variable B, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you print B, it will give you 1, 2, 3, 4. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 and Virat Kohli is the literal, and here A and B are the variables. So you can see here A and B are the variables where A stored the string. Here inside A I have stored this string, and B stored the integer. So B here I have stored the integer inside this B variable. Equal to this sign, this equal to is called the assignment operator in Python. Equal to is called the assignment operator. Whenever the assignment operator is present in a statement, it is used for one of the following purposes. Let us see. It is used to define a new variable, as we have seen previously. You see here, in order to define the new variable, here I have used the equal to sign. The first purpose is to define a new variable like this. A is equal to 5. So in order to define the variable, you can use this equal to assignment operator. To update an existing variable. So if already there is a variable, in order to update that variable, we can use this assignment operator. How? Here. So here I have written A is equal to A plus 1. We know that A is 5. So 5 plus 1, 6. Now if you print A, A will be going to be 6. So here is an important note. The assignment operator is evaluated from right to left. Okay, so this is an assignment operator. So it should be evaluated from right to left. In this order, we are going to evaluate. So first, this will be evaluated. So that is the expression to the right of the assignment operator is evaluated first. So here, this will be evaluated first. So A is 5, 5 plus 1, 6, and that 6 is stored inside the A. So this result is then assigned to the variable on the left. So we are going to evaluate from right to left. Okay, so first the right hand side will be evaluated, and whatever be the value is going to come, it will be stored inside the left part. Now let us discuss some basic data types in Python. So these are some basic data types that are used frequently in Python. So first is the integer data type. Second is the float data type. Then we have string data type, and we have Boolean data type. So let us see what is this integer data type. So the int type represent integer. The int type represent integers in Python, and Python provides a command like type to determine the what type of object it is. So we don't know, suppose you want to know what type of data type it is, so you can just write a type command, type, and then inside that you can give the value, and immediately it will tell you what type of data it is. So you can see here, I have in A, I have stored this integer. I have stored this integer value. Now, if you type A, it will return class int. So this is an integer value. So this data type of A is int. Float. So here int represent integer value. What is float? Float represent the real numbers. Real number means along with the integers, it is have decimals in it. So that is have different data type and is called as the float data type. You see here. So I have given here 5.75. This is the real number. And if you check the data type of type A, then it will give you the float. So if it is a decimal is present, it will consider it as a float data type. Okay. So A is equal to 3 point. So if you type A, it will give you the float data type. Next is string. So str, the str represent the string. So I have stored a name Sachin inside a variable A, and when you type A, it will give you the string. Remember, here this is not it seems to be an integer, but since I have enclosed it in a single quote, now it becomes a string. So when you type A, it will represent a string. Okay, because it is a single quote, now it will be considered as a string. Next important data type is the Boolean data type. So A is equal to true. I have stored inside A true. When you type A, it will give you the Boolean value. True and false are the Boolean value. And remember, the T should be capital. T and F should be capital in the this true and false. then only it will be a Boolean value. Okay, bool values are case sensitive. That is what I have explained. That is, true and false are not bool values. So if you want to represent bool values, the T should be capital and F should be capital. Then only it will be a bool value. Because if you see, I have written A is equal to true. If you want to, you can see here it came as a name error. Name true is not defined because did you mean true? Okay, so it is giving suggestion that it is not a Boolean value. Rather, you should use capital T RUE. Now let us discuss important thing. Next important thing, that is comments. How to write comments. So what is the importance of comment? So whenever you are writing a piece of code, suppose today you have written, maybe after 3 months when you are going to open, you are going to forget which line is serving which purpose, or what type of, if you have stored several variables, what is this variable means. Okay, so today you remember, but later on you will forget. So there is a provision in the Python in order to you can write the comment. Okay, so that will not be executed by the interpreter, but it will help us to understand the programming during later days. So what is a comment? So a comment is a line of text that is not executed by the interpreter. Okay, so it is not going to execute it. That is for our purpose. Okay, when we see later on, we can understand what is this code mean for. And how we are going to write this comment? Comment begins with the hash symbol. It's going to start with the hash symbols. And there are two main ways to add comments in Python. Let's see that. So here you see A is equal to 24 and B is equal to 26. Print A plus B 53. Now, if I ask you what is A and what is B, so you might not be in a position to tell what is the A here and what is the significance of A here, what is the significance of B here. Okay, but after writing comment, let us see here. A is 24, B is equal to 26, print A plus B, and here I have used the comment. See, the sum of Rams and Syam's age. Now immediately you will notice that A and B are nothing but the ages of Ram and Syam. So this is the very important use case of comment. And comment can be single line comment and it can be multiple line comment. So single line comment, how we are going to write it? So to add a single line comment, you can use the hash symbol followed by your comment text. So here you see, for this particular line, we want to write the comment. So I started with the hash symbol and then I have written the comment. Okay. Everything after hash on the same line is considered as a comment. Remember, everything after hash and on the same line will be considered as a comment. So this is how we are going to write this single line comments. What if you want to our comment is so big that has to be represented in multiple line. So multi-line comment is also known as the doc string. Okay, so for longer comments or documentation string, you can use triple quotes. Okay, so if you want to write the comments in multiple lines, you can make use of this triple quotes to create multi-line comments. Okay, and let's see how it is written. So here you can see this is the multi-line comments because this is the first line, this is the second line. So our comments extend to 2 lines. So how to represent this? So I have enclosed this in triple quotes and then it will be considered as a comment. This is what is the multi-line comment. Okay, it has to be enclosed in a triple quotes. Okay. Now let us study the types of operators in Python. Okay, what are the different types of operator that we used in the Python, like arithmetic operator, logical operator, Boolean operator. Let us see one by one. So first is the arithmetic operator. Then we have relational operator. Then we have logical operator. Okay, these are the 3 important types of operator that we basically used in this Python. Okay, let us see what is this arithmetic operator. So the different types of arithmetic operator is shown in this table. So here you see, this is the operator column and this is the what is the operations that it performs. So plus operator is used for addition. This minus operator is used for subtraction. This star operation is used for multiplication. This single forward slash is used for division and double forward slash is used for floor division, and there's a difference between division and floor division. Okay. Okay, that we will understand when we proceed further. Percent is used to give the modulus, or you can say reminder. Okay. And if you want to do the double star used for the exponentiation. Okay. These are the different types of operators that we use in the Python. Okay. So let us see how each operator work. Okay. And the structure of the operation in Python is shown follows. Like there are these two are called operands, and this is what is known as the operator. This is operand, and this is what is the operator. Okay, this is not operand, this is operator. Okay, here this is a mistake. This is the operator. Now first start with the addition. Okay. So 5 plus 3. Here this is the operator, plus operator, and what it does addition. So 5 plus 3 is nothing but 8. Subtraction. So 10 minus 4. So this performs the subtraction. So 10 minus 4, it will print 6. Multiplication. So 5, this is star symbol represent the multiplication. So 5 star 3 is nothing but 5 into 3, and it performs the multiplication. So it gives 15. 5 3 are 15. Division, 5 by 2, it will give you the division, actual real number. Okay. Actual division that we performs normally. So 5 by 2, it will give 2.5. Now floor division. Here you see this is what is known, used to represent the floor division. And what it does, it gives the quotient when x is divided by y, only the quotient. Okay, so like if you divide 15 by 4, what will the quotient will be 3. 4 3 ja 12, because it, 4 4 ja 16, it will be greater, so quotient will be 3. 4 3 ja 12, so only it will give the 3. What is the quotient value? It will give the quotient value only. Okay, so for example, you can see 15 double slash floor division 4, if it will give only the 3, only the integer part, not the decimal part. Next is the modulus. So this symbol is called the modulus operator. X percent y gives the reminder when x is divided by y. For example, 9% 2 is 1. So it gives the reminder. Okay, so 9% 2. So when 9 divided by 2, what will be the reminder? What is reminder? 1. So this modular operator gives us the reminder. Okay, when x is divided by y, it will give us the reminder. So here you can see 9% 2. This is used the modulus operator, and it will give you the 1, because 2 4 8, 1 is left, 1 is the reminder, and 1 gives the output. Exponentiation. So this double star is called the exponentiation operator, and x double star y returns x to the power y. It returns x to the power y. So for example, if you see 5 double star 2, it will represent 5 to the power 2, and 5 to the power 2 is nothing but 25. Note, all the operators in the explained above are binary operators. They operate on 2 operands only. Okay. Now, what is relational operator? So in arithmetic operator, we have seen addition operator, subtraction, multiplication, and exponentiation, then floor division. Next is the relational operator. So in Python, relational operator is also known as the comparison operators, and are used to compare two values and determine their relationships or order. Okay. So here, since we are going to compare two values, the operator returns a Boolean value. So if I will ask 5 is greater than 2, or so it is a false. Okay, so false is nothing but a Boolean value. So what it returns? It returns a Boolean value. Okay. And this table gives the symbol for relational operator and the operations that correspond to. So here, this is the list. So this is the operator. This is the greater than operator. This is the less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, double equal to. If you want to check two things are equal, then we are supposed to use double equal to. And this is used to not equal to. This symbol with the equal sign is present not equal to. So here also all the operators in the table are binary in nature. Okay. Let's see some examples. Greater than first. So 5 is greater than 7. So if somebody asks you 5 is greater than 7, the answer is false. And that is what is printed. So it returns this relational operator always going to give the Boolean value in the output. 5 is greater than 3, true. So it represents the true. It gives the true. Next, less than. 3 is less than 6. Yes, true. So it's represent the it gives the output as a true. 3 is less than 2. False. Okay. So it gives the Boolean. So this relational operator and their output is going to be Boolean value. Greater than or equal to. So 4 is greater than or equal to 4. Yes, it is true. It is not greater than, but it is equal to. So I've written greater than or equal to 4. So it is true. So it represents true. 7 is greater than or equal to false. So it is false. Yes, of course. Similarly, less than or equal to. So 5 is less than or equal to 5. True. It's not less than, but it is equal to. So it returns true. Then double equal to. So 6 equal to 6. So in order to double equal to 6. So 6 is equal to 6. Correct. True. 6 is equal to 7. False. So it gives false. Not equal to. 7 is not equal to 8. Yes, correct. 7 is not equal to 8. True. It returns true. 8 is equal not equal to 8. It is false because 8 is equal to 8. Okay. So it gives false. Next, we are going to talk about the logical operators. So in Python, logical operators are used to perform logical operations on Boolean values. Okay. So remember, logical operators are used to perform logical operations on the Boolean value, that is true or false, or the result of comparisons. Okay. Let's see with an example. So here is these are the three types of logical operators. Not, it means negation, and means logical conjunction. This and this, like true and true. And this or is used for logical disjunction. Okay, these are the three different operators, and not or. Okay, and that is used in this language. So let's see the examples. Not represent the negation. Like if I say x is equal to true and y is equal to not x. So x is true, not true is false. So that's why y is giving the false. So y not is used for negation. Opposite means if it is true, if you are using not before that, it means not true. Not true means false. And that is logical conjunction. Like if x is true, y is false, and result I have stored x and. So here this logical operator is and x and y. So if both will be true, then it will be represent the true. Remember the truth table. Okay, true, true will true, true, false will false. Okay, false, false will false. So true and false will represent false. Okay. Now if you type out or, so here if any of the statement is true, it will represent the true. So x is true, y is equal to false, result is equal to x or y. If I written x or y, so if any of the statement is true, it will return true. So here x is true, but y is false. So since x is true, it will return the true. Okay. So it is saying or. So true, this either this should be true or this should be true. It will return true. Okay. So here x is true, so it finally returns the true. Note, A and OR are the binary operator and not is a unary operator. So it is applying on a single operand. Okay. So here you can see this not is used on the single operand x, and or are used for binary operator x and y. These are the two operands, and is used over here. So that is binary operator. Here also or is used for the two operands. So it is a binary operator. Okay. So let's proceed further.